So this is a workout I did yesterday. It's a arm workout. You'll notice in the background I'm watching Star Wars Rebels, just because I haven't really seen that. I tried to watch it a while back, and just it's kind of made for kids. So I'm starting out with 135 here. Just kind of get myself warmed up. I'd already done a set of 20 with just the bar. And this is a workout that is coming after my side, giving it like a week and a half to recover. I don't know what happened, but it hurt. I went to the doctor for it. They told me, take some ibuprofen and just don't lift weights. So this is my first day back, just trying to see how it felt. I don't go very heavy on this one. I'm just kind of feeling it out, seeing if it hurt just a little bit, but I can tell you right now that belt made things feel a lot better. And I think I even leave that on for the rest of the workout. So 275 was as high as I get. Thought it'd be a little bit more interesting if I moved the camera just for every set. It gives me a little extra time to talk, kind of think about how things are going. See, yesterday the Supreme Court rejected the Texas case that was suing the other states for cheating in the election. It was a little disappointing. I'm sure it was more disappointing to Donald Trump. I'm not a diehard Trump fan. I like him as president. Here I'm just doing some barbell curls in the squat rack. It's totally illegal, right? Totally not good to do curls in the squat rack unless you own it. And of course I do own it. Pretty lightweight. Those are just 10-pound plates. I use the big ones just so it makes me feel stronger. I'm just really trying to feel that squeeze and just try to keep my body as stable as possible. I'm swinging just a little bit, but I think that's kind of inertia. So back to Donald Trump. Just kind of thinking, he's seems like he's good in a lot of ways, but then there's other ways where I don't think he's so good. I wish he wouldn't have issued the executive order, the national emergency on COVID-19. At least not until after significant deaths had happened, compared to the overall deaths. And what we've seen recently in a report that was quickly pulled away from the news by Johns Hopkins University. They have a newsletter, and they posted some data that said that overall deaths were flat for this year so far, and that's amidst all of the hyper scare stuff that we're dealing with. Constantly there's new spikes in COVID-19 deaths, and I never really bought into it. I still don't think it is all that it seems. It seems to be more of a engineered disease to remove some old people from the Social Security rolls and 401k drawing and annuities usage, and there's all kinds of reasons why very, very rich people would like to remove old people. So what you're seeing here is I'm doing partials. So I'm just kind of run through and do full hammer curls all the way up, and then run up. Don't feel like I'm going to be able to get a whole lot more out of that. I guess RPE, I'm talking about like a 8 or 9. I'm not really going all the way to failure on the I go all the way through, but then I do go all the way to failure on the partials. I got that from some guy on the YouTube, and I tell you what, it really makes your arms hurt. And when you look in the mirror, they look really swollen. I'm sure nobody else can tell, but I can tell. They look swollen. They hurt. So I try to work something like that into my every arm workout now. And I've tried to take that same practice and move it to other parts of my body. So I was talking to somebody on Twitter the other day about these people on the left and on the right. They're all so like brainwashed. You have the people on the right, the mega people, who no matter what happens, no matter what Trump does, it was part of the plan. And it defies reason, but yet they believe it, and if you argue with them about it and say, well, that doesn't seem right to me, then they call you like a left-wing, liberal, libtard, or, like they all these kind of names for you. I don't know if they call you a bot or if that's the other side. Then you go to the other side and you say that, well, I think there was probably fraud in the election, and then they say, well, you're just a brainwashed Trump fan. So either way you go, you're dealing with brainwashed people on both sides. You have the MSM brainwashed, and you have the Trump side brainwashed. And meanwhile, the people on the right, who I would most affiliate with on a normal basis, they are not doing anything. They're calling themselves digital soldiers, and they are not digital soldiers. They're just people who, they're too lazy or too afraid or don't know how to contact their, the representatives, their politicians that represent their districts. You might not be able to get a hold of the president. I don't think I could get a hold of the president if I wanted to. I'm probably can't even get a hold of the governor. But God darn it, I can get a hold of my senator, my state senator. I can get a hold of my representatives. I can get a hold of the bureaucrats for sure, the people at the local health departments and stuff. And you got to make your voice heard. You got to let them know this ain't okay. We live in a free country, and that's important. That freedom itself is important to maintain. It's even more important, if you ask me, than maintaining your life. People have died for freedom for 200 years more. I mean, you think about the people in the Mayflower, they were leaving, they wanted religious freedom, and a lot of those people died, on the way over. And once they were here, they continued to die. It wasn't very nice. And here we are with this disease, and it sucks, but we're willing to give up all of our freedom. We won't even push back if somebody tells us we have to wear a mask, even though the data shows that it doesn't really provide you a lot of protection. It's more of a psychological protection than anything. Or think of the people who've lost their businesses. They just not willingly, they went along with it, and they shut their businesses down. They stopped earning revenue and expected that the government was going to come in and take care of them. I think that's terrible. I'm just doing, these are just preacher curls. I don't have a preacher bench anymore. I used to. I don't know what happened to it, so I just use this old bench. I don't use it for anything else. Hurts my armpits, though. It doesn't have a little padding at the top. But yeah, I'm not a wimp, though. I can take it. So, yeah, I feel like the whole world has gone crazy. I mean, I know about this Klaus Schwab and the Great Reset, or the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is terrible. If anybody was to be so inclined to look it up, it's horrible. And they want us all in cities, big tall cities, in little rooms, and not going anywhere. They don't want you to work. They don't want you to do anything. They just want you to sit in these little apartments or something. And they don't even want you to have your kids. And that's, I don't know, it's just scary stuff. So now this is my other weight room, just the other room. I had this old rack that I just kept up after I put up the new one. I got my dumbbells and a really crappy cable system. Look at this. This is my cable system I got from Dunham's, I think, and it's at an angle. And I didn't think about this when I bought it, but that means that my body has to be within that angle position. There's always something in my back, so if I want to do any kind of rows or anything like that, I'm like really screwed. Face pulls, I figured out how to do it like kind of at the edge. I'm just doing rope push downs here. At the moment I got 45 pounds on, and then I slap on 5 more pounds. I kind of wish in retrospect that I didn't do that, I just left it at 45. Try to get some higher repetitions, but really solid, straight, pull my hands out to the sides of my legs. So I do like watching my triceps from this angle. I never really see my triceps or my back for that matter. So I look pretty strong, if I do say so myself. I like to use the caveat that I'm 46 years old, almost 47, and probably the strongest I've ever been in my life. Getting stronger. So these are just my Skullcrushers. I do them on the floor with dumbbells. I like that better than using like an easy bar as I was using before, and then doing it on a bench. I think this is just, I don't know why. The guy told me to do it, try it out, and I really liked it, and I've not gone back. Maybe I will in a future time. I used to do it kind of at an incline to get my arms up a little bit higher. Woo, blew my hat right off. So, I don't know. I've been talking to people lately, and anytime I see somebody that talks tough on Twitter, when they're on the right, I don't really engage people on the left because they're just crazy. But I've been trying to get people to, I was in the Republican Party a while back, and I just kind of dropped out of it. I mean, I wasn't getting a lot out of it myself. My wife still is, we're still connected to the Republican Party, but I don't feel like the Republican candidates, once they get into office, they really are doing any representation. I mean, Robin Vos, I live in Wisconsin. Robin Vos is our speaker in the assembly, and I don't think the guy's done any work the entire year. They called a lawyer and they sued the governor over his executive orders. But if you read that law, which I have, it says that they can just go in and vote, and it overturns the executive orders. But they're not doing that, and I feel betrayed by these guys. My local guy, Tyler August, he's gone. I don't know where he is. I mean, I haven't heard anything from him. He's just collecting a paycheck and probably sitting at home watching internet porn. Cody Horlocker, I see him every once in a while. All he's doing is going out and shaking hands with Boy Scouts and stuff. Doesn't give a crap about these Boy Scouts' freedom. And when these kids are going to grow up and they're going to live in a world that's not free the way that he was able to grow up in, and they're not doing anything. I actually got into an exchange with Amy Loudenbeck, another one of my representatives, a week ago, and she passed out what the Republican Assembly budget was going to be. Number one item, contact tracing. The thing that I care the least about. Okay, well, that's the end of my babbling. This is my workout, and I do recommend it. I think that if you do this workout, you will get strong arms. And, there's the legs at the beginning too.